then we have to oil, unless we're speaking.
Okay.
The first mic
You haven't
going
got a
live.
light then to let us know.
I'll tell you, it's up here.
Yeah.
It's not very bright, but when we get the first mic, we're going to go live is for local news, and I'll do weather, and then at 1:15 we'll do traffic and travel. Apart from that, it will be talking to us in the
fantastic.
studio.
I do all this in Spain. Yeah?
He's very big into videoing.
Yeah, all my life. We're off to Dubai on Sunday and Japan. Then
What are you doing there?
I'm filming. Oh, I
films all over
love
the
me
place.
filming. I've done it all my life. Filmed the Great Wall of China and yeah, been about.
He has been about. So this should be good fun.
Well, I hope so. Don't ask me nothing technical, will you? Because I'm not a technical bloke, Rob.
No,
You know what I mean?
it's going to be good fun, mate. It's going to be good fun.
Okay, man.
It's going to be lovely. So we've got 15 minutes to go in live.
No, this is like going to a busman's holiday, this is, isn't it? Dan? I've got some nice cameras back at home. Yeah.
She's as old as the rest of us, so she needs a chair.
Ah, yeah.
They ain't as old as me, as I know. Embryo yet, ain't I?
How old are you then?
78
That's
this
good.
year.
Yeah, she's a bit younger than that.
I was going to say.
And how long have you been in Spain now?
About
18 years.
19 years, any time. getting on.
Whereabouts in Spain?
We're in the province of Almeria.
Yeah.
Okay. You're going to sit close to me, are you,
I
dear?
am, yeah. It's all right.
Are you going to keep your hands to yourself?
That's an opening question, isn't it?
Because if not, I'll sit by closer to Bob, see?
Okay.
Stops, doesn't it? No.
Rob.
I'll keep my hands on the day.
Rob.
I'll keep my hands
Ah, yeah,
up.
so I'm going to confuse you now.
Yeah,
So-
because it's Simon, isn't it?
When we're on air, it's Simon, yeah.
Well, I won't remember that, Bob.
No. No.
Simon.
This is going to be hilarious.
Oh my goodness.
It's going to be hilarious, isn't it?
Oh,
I'm going
dear.
to love this. Yeah, that's what I like. I've said that to my wife. She said, because she's only 40, I married a young girl, being a DJ. And I said to her, I'm so excited about interviewing Johnny. She said, I've never heard of him. I said, how can you not have heard of him? I said, how can you not have heard of
Tell her
him?
check
She said,
the post, Bob.
she said, I'm not 40 yet, you keep forgetting that. And I went, oh yeah, okay. So well look, in the 70s, 80s and 90s, if you wanted to look at the master DJ, you'd look at Johnny. And I said, and even now, he's just got a zest for life that's unquenchable. He's just always upbeat, always got energy, always.
He's
Can
after
you
some.
remember? Can you remember the trailer
Yeah.
with the name?
Yeah, and the big orange boxes. We're going to be discussing the orange boxes, don't you worry about that.
Yeah.
I will be discussing Wiggy Park.
Johnny Slade.
And with,
White one.
and let me tell you, I've got some fun,
Do you
really.
know, remember me then?
I've got some really funny things as well to do.
She doesn't remember you, but her mother does.
Aye, I don't know, you're going to get on with 4 flat tyres tonight. There you go, Rob. There you go.
Excuse me, it's my
Simon.
car. You leave my car alone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all right.
you can go and do his later. It's on
You're
the drive
all right.
at home.
Yeah, so I said that it's your positive attitude.
Is that right? Is
Yeah,
it?
I love it. I love that.
Oh, thank you very much.
It's good.
You're making me cry now, Bob, Rob, Simon.
Either take me serious, heaven only knows.
And you're now interviewing a professional dickhead.
No, don't say that.
I won't say that. I won't say that. Honestly, you ain't video. It's filming this. Oh my God!
I am now
you're
nervous
good
now.
at editing.
I am now so
No,
nervous.
don't say that word.
Oh, I won't. You
have to be
won't.
posh.
I ain't gonna say
For the
that.
next 2 hours, you've got to be posh.
I can't remember what
No,
Johnny
I'm not
was.
going to be
one that
posh. Can I ask you before we start?
Yeah.
What happened to Centre FM?
This was Centre FM. It closed down, and Alex very kindly stepped in. Alex works for Talk Radio in London. He's a producer for a London radio station, and he saved it. And I'm friends with Alex. I do quite a lot of interviews. He quite often rings me up and says, "Will you do an interview with me?" With one of my radio presenters. And then when he found out I was a DJ as well, he said, "Will you do a show?" And I came in, and some of the equipment weren't working. Oh, he's telling me about an
I
emergency.
can't believe this. I don't deserve this. Honestly, I don't. It's. I was talking to Kenny today, and we were on about that when we started, we didn't believe we'd be putting a nucleus together And they've sort of stayed together.
They're still friends. They all still meet each other and speak to each other. I saw Kenny the other day. Kenny sent me a lovely message about you. I've got a message off Dean Yates to read out to you. I've got messages off Steve Clark to read out to you. I reckon we might
I'm
see
not going to be able
Have
to
you
get
got
through
your
that door.
tissues? I was going to
Have
say
you got your
that.
tissue?
I think we might see some tears today.
He's a sensitive man.
3 minutes, 2.5 minutes actually. 2.5 minutes to air.
I'm ever so soft-hearted, so don't say nothing that'll upset me. How many people are listening to the station now?
I don't know exactly how many are listening, but I know.
Including us?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad.
It gets played in WH Smith's, it gets played in the Marmy and Cath, it gets played in Walter Tippers, it gets played in Ankerside, in Greg's. They're just the places I know. I get emails every day off people for requests. Tamworth Toolbox play it. So someone must be listening.
I got it in Spain as clear as a bell.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
Clear as a bell, yes.
90 seconds to live. 30 seconds.
Well, I'm all right.
I don't know.
Right, from now on, Mr. Slade, you need to concentrate and have your professional head on for 2 hours.
I ain't going to be able to do
15 seconds.
that. I've got to put these on.
Yes. 10 seconds.
On 106.8 FM and online at radiotamworth.com. Your voice in the community. This is Radio Tamworth News.
Alrighty then. The time is exactly 3 minutes past 4, and we are transmitting live from Tamworth Towers. And not only are we transmitting on the airways, but we have the beautiful people videoing us in the studio, and we have a legend of Tamworth's past. We have the legend that is Mr. Johnny Slade. Ah, yeah. Everybody bow down at the legend's feet, please. Apart from my wife, who said who? Shame on you, Samantha. Shame. I hang your head in shame right now. So 5 past 4, let's get this show started. It had to be rock DJ, didn't it? The legend DJ is in the house.
I can't live up to this, Rob.
Get out.
Simon, whoever you are.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Right, so we've got less than 3 minutes.
Well, you did get me big panty woman.
Some of the requests he sends in.
No, but if you listen to it, you'd say, oh, I'm going to play that again. Like Plastic Jesus, it's brilliant, honestly. People turn their nose up because they haven't heard it. Big panty woman, have you heard it?
I tried to buy it off Amazon. It's not on there.
By Barefoot Man, anyway, it's quite a laugh. Everybody asks for it in Spain. Really good it is.
Let's get that one away.
I wanna dance with a big panty woman.
I'll dance with you then. I'm a big knickers on.
He's learnt well, hasn't he? My goodness. And of course things have progressed since I stopped. And sometimes it's hard to grasp.
It's crazy. It's crazy now.
I bought a lovely drone for me filming. And I've had it now 6 months now. I haven't got it flying yet. I've been so busy, haven't I, Anne? But I've got some lovely castles to video and some coastline to video. And I haven't been able to do it. Do you know anything about when we was on with Noel Edmund?
Yeah, we need to talk about that.
All right. Dave Lee Travis?
Yeah, we need to talk
Oh
about
my
that.
goodness me.
Yeah, we need to talk
He
about
said
that.
he ain't been delving.
I have been down.
You've been delving.
Got some good funny stories.
Oh my goodness.
Right, so we're on 50 seconds. So, rock DJ. And a career that has spanned 50 years at the top. And he's still at the top.
Yeah.
He's taking you higher.
I'm
He's going higher. still globe-trotting around the world. He literally got off a plane yesterday, and he's flying out to Dubai on Monday, as you do. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome into the studio the legend that is Mr. Johnny Slade. Say hello to the people, John.
How you doing, folks?
Are you jet-lagged or are you okay?
Oh,
You're all right.
I'm just about okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Just about getting it together, yeah.
So let me explain what's in the studio. We've got a camera team, we've got a microphone lady, and we've got your good lady yourself. Is it Anne?
Yes.
Over there, Anne's over there. And we've got Johnny and myself in the studio, so it's a crammed studio today. And the first thing we want to talk about is your involvement in Tamworth Carnival. Now, your involvement in the carnival has gone on for years, hasn't it? You used to do all the massive shows over the castle grounds.
Yeah.
And you're coming back on June the 2nd, and you are going to be there hosting again, aren't you?
Oh, yes.
And you're going to be the castle
yes.
grounds. Are you excited about it?
Oh, frightened to death.
No! You could probably do it with your eyes shut. Have you got any good memories of the old carnivals from years ago? They were huge, weren't they? They were absolutely massive.
There's so many memories.
Yeah.
So many memories. All the lads up on the stage helping me.
Yeah.
If anybody's doing a disco
Yeah.
on a trailer, like we were,
Yeah.
and down Wiggy Park we had 5 trailers.
Yeah, 5 trailers.
When you're up on the trailer with 11,000 watts, it's louder in the trailer than it is out there, and you can't hear yourself think. You can't know.
So we're going to be in the castle grounds on Saturday, June the 2nd, and you're going to be there presenting on the green, in the bandstand, and down on the green.
Oh yeah.
Are you bringing the weather from Spain? Because you live in Spain now, don't you?
Oh yes.
You brought the weather today. It's tropical stuff.
Oh, bag full, yeah.
Yeah, bag full of weather. Okay. And what do you know what's going on with the carnival, or are you just going to be appearing and they're going to tell you what to do?
I think they're going to tell me what to do because I'm living in Spain. And
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're flying in. And you
now, I would like to say,
Yeah.
not as I say much.
No.
You know, I don't say much. I met Bradley. He phoned me up in Spain,
Yes.
and he said, "Get this." He said they're going to try and get you an open-top car, and you got to sit in the back of your open-top car like the presidents of the United States. And instead of throwing papers, what's it called when they drop
Confetti.
Oh, that's it. They'd be throwing beer bottles at me.
No, they would not. They would not. There's a lot of affection for you in this town, as we're going to find out in the next 2 hours. You're very humble, and I think you play down your significance to the town over the last 40 years. In all seriousness, we're really excited to have you at the carnival.
The check's in the post, Bob.
God bless you. And it's going to be a great day. And we want you all to come and see Johnny. We want you to tell him of all your memories. And I've got some memories here that we're going to be discussing in the next 2 hours. And I'm sure some of them are going to make you laugh. Some of them are going to make you a bit emotional. But they're going to be great. So let's play a track. And John will approve of this track. This is for Derek at Tamworth Toolbox. Heaven Must Have Sent You the Elgins.
Classic.
Beautiful. See?
Oh,
Weren't that hard, was it? You'll get into it. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
If I was sitting there, I'd be better.
Yeah. It's because he's nervous, isn't it? You'll be
Yeah,
fine. You'll be fine.
it's unusual. Do you know I've played to 60,000 people? For instance, one of the first big bookings was the Boston Starlight Rooms in Lincolnshire, and the stage was the biggest stage I've ever been on in my life, and we only had a couple of columns in them days, and the DJ I got friendly with, who run the place, was called Ricky T, and I got very friendly with him, and he put me on stage, all right, and it was a revolving stage, and halfway on the revolving part there was an half moon dividing it, and I was on with Harlequin, and they had a number 1 called New Orleans, Harlequin, and I'll tell you about that in a minute, but the word went out, they said, the lads have arrived, Harlequin have arrived, and we all went out to meet them, because they were number 1, see, and they come in a dirty old transit van, and they opened up the back of the van, and it was fantastic. It was full of beer bottles and beer crates. It was fantastic. And the first thing to be unloaded was all the beer crates.
See what I mean? It's infectious, isn't it? You need this on tap.
Oh,
You need
dear.
that on tap.
Definitely.
Anyway, only listen to this. Like, they were loading some of their crap gear, and it was awful stuff on the back of they couldn't see them. They were behind, because the stage was ready to turn round like this, and you couldn't hear the crowd behind the curtains because they were really thick curtains, and they may have been 100 foot high, these curtains. The stage was huge, and he gave me the wire like that, or I give him the wire like this, and I was ready to go, and I seen his face up in a little tiny box up at the control box up the top there, and he went like this, and the curtains started to open, and there was 2,500 people looking at me, and I was speechless.
Just 1 second. Mic going live. Actually, traffic and travel. So, if you've joined us, we have the legend in the studio, Mr. Johnny Slade, still with us. He is, you know, when Faithless did "God is a DJ." Well, you know it. What he really was saying is Mr. Johnny Slade is a DJ. You know that. Mr. Slade, sir. So we were talking off air, and you really are humble. So for people like my wife and people, say, under 35 years old, this is how big you were. You were quite literally DJing with Radio 1 roadshows. And back then, Radio 1 roadshows were huge, were they not?
They were DJing with me. Noel Edmonds and Dave Lee Travis are fantastic.
They would be literally DJing with you.
Not Dave Lee Travis, but Noel Edmonds was, using my gear,
Yeah, and when Radio 1 did roadshows, you'd be there. You've done stuff like that? You've
Oh.
worked with all these big presenters?
Yeah, I've been around a bit.
You have, you are. He's being humble again. You did the world record attempt over Wigginton Park, over the Lee Fields, and there was how many trailers there?
560 foot Arctic trailers.
Full of equipment?
It took me 20 years to build the equipment.
Yeah.
In the garage every night for 20 years.
Some people will know what I'm saying when I say orange light boxes.
Yeah. We had about 15 roadies,
Yep.
and it took us 5 hours all morning to wire it up.
Wow.
Now, if you imagine the centre console in the middle trailer,
Yeah.
and the trailer, the third one to
Yeah.
the left and the third one to the right,
Yeah.
was 100 feet away.
I was actually there that day, so
Oh,
you don't
okay.
have to describe it to me. It was, for those of you who live in Tamworth, Wigginton Park that day was a red hot day, and it was full. Thousands upon thousands of people were there to see Johnny Slade and his DJs performing. There was nothing else in the Wigginton Park that day. There wasn't some other people that people were there to see. They were there to see you and your road shows try and break the world record.
I also think we've got the record. Oh, by the way, the Mayor of Tamworth,
Yeah.
Smith, the Mayor Smith, I think his name, a really lovely man. He wrote a letter on behalf of the Mayor of Tamworth from the Mayor's Parlour to the Guinness Book of Records, and they wouldn't even come and have a look.
Rude.
And about 3 weeks after, I'll come back to the story, but about 3 weeks after, I was working in the garage building some gear, and Sandra, my lovely wife, came in and she said, come and have a look at on the television on Blue Peter. And they've got a lad on Blue Peter, and he said he got the biggest road show.
Yeah.
Okay, and his daddy had bought it in, and it wouldn't have filled a trailer.
No.
And it's who you know, what not,
Yes.
not what you know.
Well, we all know because we were there. It was huge, and there were thousands there. And you got at some point thousands of people doing the rowing boat song.
Well, that's a
Hoops
record.
upside your head.
That's a record that I think I've got. I reckon I've got 6,000 people doing the rowing boat song.
That's how big it was.
I've never
literally.
seen it since. And they were up out the park, through the gate at the top, up the road and nearly onto the main road.
Incredible. And Wiggy Park is a big park, let me tell
Yeah.
you. And that would be a regular, if you went to the carnivals that would be a regular occurrence. Your shows were like that, massive shows. The bonfire nights over the castle grounds,
Oh, smashing.
massive shows, and not least. They're just the ones you did outside. We haven't mentioned the fact you was a professional DJ and did weddings and functions and loads of parties and Christmas functions.
7 nights a week.
People will remember you for all of that. So the next song I've got to play for you because it's from the film The Greatest Showman, and I think that perfectly describes you. This is me, Johnny Slade, in the house, Tamworth Towers. Good. Hello, beautiful.
Sorry. If you imagine the centre console. Oh, Brad lad! It is me man, here is our Bradley. The master becomes the pupil. Oh no, that ain't right, is it? Have I got on my camera?
Put your cans on in a minute, yeah. Got 30 seconds. So welcome back, 4:25. You're listening to Simon Sude on Radio Tamworth. Now this is a bit funny, John. So I've got to say to you, I've had a message from a good friend of yours, Dean Yates. You remember Dean?
I do.
Good. When you meet him, Rob, Simon, can you say these words? What's the game, Bill?
Yeah.
And what his reaction? When we were climbing Snowdon, Mount Snowdon in Wales, John leading the way, of course, and me right behind him, he knows what's coming now, and several others hanging off the cliff face. We had no ropes or proper equipment. We were just brummies having a day out, walking up a mountain like you do. John was just above me and suddenly stopped. He broke winds straight in my face. I nearly fell off the cliff face with shock. It smelt that bad. I shouted out, "Oi, what's the game, Bill?" John had obviously never heard this expression and burst out in uncontrollable laughter, which made everyone laugh so hard. We laughed so hard we nearly all fell off the cliff face. With the phrase still makes him laugh to this day. Funny really, we all nearly died laughing, quite literally. There's a memory for you from your past.
True.
Because
as we were going up the mountain, we were all up in our best clothes and our best shoes, and there was some professional blokes going up the mountain, and they'd got crampons and ropes and all this gear, and they were going up, of course we whizzed past them, don't we? And it was quite funny, because by the time we got up there, we was gasping for a beer, and we got into the pub right at the top, and we were all sitting round with a big beer, and just as the professional climbers come up, I locked the doors and Solly was shut.
you see,
Fantastic.
it never stops. It never stops. The thing that I love about the story is that you weren't just DJs working, were you? You really were a family. There was 10 or 12 of you.
Fantastic.
In a close circle.
Yeah.
And you not only trained them to be a DJ,
Yeah.
you was genuinely like a father figure to them, weren't you?
Yeah.
You were.
Hey, Dean, what about old Colin Manton then? His mother gave him a new pair of boots, and his mother said, "Don't you got knocking them boots about?" She said, "And you'll get a good hiding when you come home." And when he got to the top of the mountain, he got no soles on the boots. He was in his stocking feet. We had to carry him down.
This is why I got Johnny in the studio, because he's just a character. This was supposed to be a day out with the lads, and as usual in Johnny's life, you couldn't write it. This is Take That Shine, 428 Tamworth Radio. Love it.
Oh, Colin Manton.
What's the game, Bill?
He got no soles. Can you smell gas in here? Oh, so it must be me then.
I
fell with that one down there. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Yes.
I got paid, but I never made no money.
Yeah.
People seen all my vans and all my shows, but I never had no money. I had probably £600–700 a week coming in off the lads maybe, and it was all spent on more gear, building gear.
Nicked your stuff, didn't they?
Oh, they nicked, yeah. just as I got about £12 something to finish paying for the first lot, when I got up next morning, the van had gone and all the gear had gone as well, and I had to start again.
And there was an appeal, wasn't there, in the Herald?
I can't remember.
Remember that?
But it was the biggest robbery in Tamworth because it was over £3,000, and in them days it was a lot of money.
That was a lot of money.
It took me a long time to build it and pay, and the whole lot went me records. On the following week, I was doing a show at Nuneaton Sports Pavilion. I'll tell you about that later if you want to know. But I had to do the show. I got no equipment, so somebody lent me some old equipment, and I sent one of my lads out to get a record collection that I seen advertised. And I was setting this old stuff up, which I knew nothing about, at the pavilion, up on tables. And he came about an hour later with this record collection, and because I didn't know where anything was, and no Tamla Motown, soul, and anything, all that, it was up. And people out there shouted out, and they said, "What a load of crap," they said. And it really upset me, you know. And they didn't know what I'd lost and what I'd done to try and put that bloody show on for them. And they said, "What a load of crap." Terrible.
Good bloke, isn't he? He's a good bloke.
Sensitive.
Yeah, we are. That's what we're like in this game.
How long you got?
Right, 20 seconds.